really comfortable chatting in Zoom. She might not be able to chat.
Now, Madam Valdire, I'm going to send you my number right now, just in the message, copy it, and then you text me now on WhatsApp. I'm sending you a message. Otherwise, we are set to start the lesson. When you receive the message, please kindly send me a message on WhatsApp, and we chat on WhatsApp shortly for the next 10 minutes. I want to take this privilege to invite our facilitator for today, Mr. Dumba. Mr. Dumba, we are streaming live on YouTube, and colleagues will be coming late. We'll be utilizing session.
Okay. Thank you so much, and welcome all colleagues. Good morning once again. Mr. Chepa, am I live? Can you hear me?
Yes, big man, I can hear you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Benedict, just to confirm, can you also hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, thank you so much. We have the next 45 minutes to go through module 2 of the Computer Applications User Training Manual. In module 2, we shall be teaching our students how to maintain a computer. And before you, addressing you is Dumba Steven. I've been repairing computers for the last 15 years or so. I was a computer lab technician at St. Peter's in Zambia from 2010 to 2015 until I decided to go my way. And I now have a computer repair business registered under the name of The Geek Village. And we've been traveling around the country doing all sorts of computer repair and maintenance in computer labs. As teachers, computer labs are like your office. That's where you are all the time. Now, the Directorate of Industrial Training introduced the computer applications user for the lower secondary school curriculum. And students, on top of knowing how to use office applications and the internet, they thought it wise that our students should also know how to do basic maintenance of computers. And in this module, they started with asking us to create a bootable flash disk. Previously, years ago, we used to install Windows on computers using CDs. That was in the era of Windows XP. Then when we got Windows 7, we started using DVDs. But slowly by slowly, computers started coming without optical drives. Like for my case, I'm using an HP 840. An HP 840. I've also seen Rogers's laptops. It's the same, an HP 840. They don't have optical drives. So how are you going to install Windows on these machines? That is why these days BIOS enables you to boot from the flash disk. So in the very first lesson is to learn how to install Windows on your computer. Of course, we shall not, you cannot limit yourself to installing only Windows. You can also install other operating systems like Android, and the Android has an operating system. You can install Linux, you can install Mac OS, but for purposes of our lessons, and because most of our computers are pre-installed with Windows, we are going to use Windows for installation. So I'm going to share my screen. I want to share my screen with you, and we do some of these things live. I don't know whether my screen is clear now. Can we all see my screen?
We can see it, sir.
Okay, now how do you prepare a bootable flash disk? This is my Windows interface right now. I have 3 partitions, C, D, and E. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to insert a flash disk. I'm going to insert a flash disk in my computer. And now you notice that another drive has been added to the list of drives. Who can help us tell me the drive rate of our flash disk?
GZF.
Yes, drive F is the drive letter. Drive F, that is our flash disk. It is very important for you to know the drive letters of your partitions. Otherwise, you could make mistakes anytime. You could erase a whole partition or another flash disk instead of the intended one. So it is on this flash that we want to install Windows. While there are many tools that are used to install Windows, for example, yes, you can use DOS. That is if you know how to do your coding. There are people who use Power ISO, and then there are people who use Ventoy. But particularly in this lesson, we are going to use a software called Rufus. So let me search for this software. So I'll click on this Rufus. So for this notification, I'll click yes. And we shall get this interface. When I'm moving so fast, please guide me so that I don't leave anyone behind. So this is the interface of Rufus. It will, by the way, automatically detect the flash disk. And because drive F is the only flash disk we have on our computer, it will automatically detect it. When you have 2 flash disks inside your computer, which I wouldn't recommend, you'll have to select from here to choose on which flash disk you want to put your operating system. So then, under what you see here on the word select, you are going to click select and browse on your computer where your operating system images are. For me on my computer, I have Windows 11, Windows 10, and Windows 7. Windows 7 is running out of use, by the way. People who are still using Windows 7, please know that browsers like Chrome can no longer update to the latest. So, okay, let me ask the audience, which Windows should we put on our flash? I have 3 options here, 7, 10, and 11. Can someone suggest?
Let's consider Windows 10.
Okay, so I'll click on the Windows 10 image, and then I'll click open. So here you'll notice under boot selection, this is the Windows version that we selected. Now here, you have 2 options to either use a GPT partition scheme or the MBR partition scheme. Look at your computer. If it's a newer version, usually those hard disks are GPT hard disks. If it is the old ones, then you'll have to use the MBR partition scheme. So because most of the computers I'm using here are relatively new, I'll leave it with the GPT partition scheme, and all I'll do is click start. And then you'll get a warning that everything on the flash disk will be destroyed. I don't mind, I have everything backed up. So I click OK. And then the process of creating a bootable flash disk will begin. As simple as that. Now you have this flash disk that you can use to install Windows on any compatible computer. It takes a while, of course. Maybe as we wait for it, I'll ask that maybe we get some questions. Do we have any questions? Anyone with a question? Hello? Rogers Mukalele,
Yes,
do you have anything?
yes,
Do
Mr.
you have
Dumba.
anything to? Yes, please. Just in case there is any
Anything
comment
to
from
say?
anyone.
Okay, thank you very much. Stephen, thank you very much. Personally, this process, for example, here you're making a bootable flash disk using Rufus.
Yes,
There are several tools which we have been really which we have been using, and Rufus comes in handy. There is another one called the Universal USB Installer. I don't know if you have ever used it, Mr. Dumba. When you are making an image for like Windows, there is some images whereby there's a file which it could reach a time and it is copying and it's not finishing. Yeah. But I think it also depends on the processor speed. So that Universal USB installer was doing it where would help, and also could use it for Linux and other operating systems. But I think and others could use Power ISO. Is it Ultra ISO, Power ISO?
Power ISO.
But I think this one is really handy. Yeah. I'll make some other comments later on. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you too. And there are many tools. There is a tool called Ventoy. Ventoy is so nice. You simply copy the images to the flash disk. You can copy maybe 3 images. Like I have 3 images here. I put them to the flash disk, and that is all. And you will be able to select which operating system to install. Now, creating a bootable flash disk, of course, there is, we are going to wait for this to finish. Then there is installing an operating system. Because we have only 1 hour, I'm going to refer you to an article that I wrote on the ICT Teachers Association of Uganda. So if you go to the website of the ICT Teachers Association of Uganda, let's wait for it to load. By the way, colleagues, I want you to extend your thanks to Rogers Mukalele. He came up with this website, ICT Teachers Association of Uganda. And when he taught me how to do web design, this is one of the websites where I learned, I was practicing from. So with other colleagues, he gave me a platform where to practice my web design. So I'm part of the people also who built this website. Now, when you open this website here, you go to the search box, type the word Windows and press enter. Let's give it here. So I have an article here, how to install Windows 10 step by step. If you go further down in the searches, there is how to install Windows 7 step by step. And then for classes, by the way, if you want to give your students a richer experience, there is even how to install Windows XP step by step. You see, learning how to install Windows is also good if you give these learners a richer experience. And you could also give them an experience with installing operating systems like Linux. There is Ubuntu Linux. You can give them for their own exposure. But on this website, I have 3 operating systems and 3 articles. That is the one for Windows 10, then the one for Windows 7, and the one for Windows XP. I am yet to make the one for Windows 11, the latest operating system. So we shall not go through, practically go through that. Now, let us check and see the progress of our flash disk. Like Roger said, depending on your computer, let us check the computer I'm using. What are the specifications? I will press the Windows plus R and then type dx_diag. This helps you know the specifications of your computer. Windows R, then dx_diag, and then you click OK. So let us see the specifications of this computer. If you look at this computer, it has Windows 11, it's an HP. The model is an HP EliteBook 840G3. It's an i5 6th generation. The first figure after the dash shows you the generation of your computer. So this is an i5 6th generation, and I have 16 GB of RAM, if you can see there. So while now here we are done, by the way. So sometimes it may take slightly longer. It is maybe because of the specifications of the computer you are using. So now I have a bootable flash disk with Windows 10. When you see this word, one device found, and then you see ready, so we can close. So that's it. That's as simple as that. You can create a bootable flash disk. Now, we want to learn how to also install software. My computer already has a lot of software installed. I'll have to look for some software. Let me go to, I have my partition here called Workshop. Everything that I do in my work is under Workshop. Then I'll go to Factory. These are folders I have named in my, that's how I understand my folders. Then I have a software pack here. I have the abridged curriculum and a lot. Yeah. So there we are. I want to install a typing tutor. So I have 2 of them here. Now you notice that my software is zipped. Mavis Beacon, Typing Master, these are zipped. I zip them because there you reduce the risk of being attacked by viruses, the software being eaten by viruses. So before installing this software, I am going to extract it. And how do I do that? So let us assume I want to install Typing Master. I right click on this software and then choose Extract All. And then I'll browse and indicate where I want my software folder to go. So I'll click on the desktop and then click Select Folder and then click Extract. And there we are. So let us go to the desktop. Let me close this. Now on the desktop, you see this folder, Type Master Pro. So this is Typing Master. And inside the folder, we have the execution file, Typing Master, and so and so. All right, let me repeat this. When you come to my place and get a copy of software, a folder, if you went to Rogers's place, Wagisha's place, anyone, if anyone gave you software, like I have this Pascape software, it is not zipped. This software in this folder, the way it is prone to viruses. In case you get a virus, these files, the files inside here will be replaced by viruses. So you will assume, you will think you have the right software, but actually the virus has replaced this software. And anytime you're double clicking on it, you're double clicking on the software. So what do we do to protect this software from these viruses? You will right click on your folder and then you'll go to Send To, and then choose Compressed Zipped Folder. So you notice that we have now 2 folders. There's Typing Master Pro here and then Typing Master Pro, the zipped and the unzipped. So when viruses come unavoidably on my computer, this folder here is going to suffer. So that's why you see most of my software is zipped. Okay, now back to the point. We want to install Typing Master. Here, the installation file is this one, Typing Master Ing. Ing, I think, is for English. And yes, there are many files here but the particular one with the type application is the software that we want to install. So I will double click this. When this notification comes, yes, I'm sure I want to install this software. So I'll click yes. In most cases, in most software, when you're installing, you answer in the affirmative. You really want to continue, you have two options, to either cancel or next. So if you cancel, it's like you're telling the software, I don't want to install you. So that means we have to click next, not cancel. So I'll click next. And then most software has what we call a license agreement. Traditionally, we don't read these things, but you have to. So you'll click I accept the license agreement, whatever is in the license agreement, and click next. If you don't accept the license agreement, the software will not install. So here I'll click next. And then, like I said, most of these things we do in the affirmative. I don't mind which selection type I have here. I leave it at standard, and then next, and install. And there we are. So I'm installing. I've installed Typing Master Pro on this computer, and then yes. So this is one of the softwares I use for my students to help them practice typing, their typing speed. So that's the game. Let me close that. I no longer need it. So I have Typing Master Pro installed on my computer. And please remember that the speed with which software installs depends on the specifications of your computer. Now, in this module also, they say they need us to show our students how to assemble and disassemble a computer. We did this in yesterday's session, but the audio was not clear, so I promised that I would redo this. So the video that will show us how to assemble a computer and disassemble it will come shortly. I think by the end of tomorrow. Many times our computers are slow. That's where the need for maintaining a computer comes. What happens? There are small things that you can do when the computer is slow that can help you improve on its speed. One of them is, if on your keyboard, if you went to Windows and R, this run dialog box here, just type %temp%, and then click OK. It will bring a list of temporary files that are on your computer. When these files are too many, your computer starts slowing down. So I'll select all of them. I did a Control A, and then I'll permanently delete these files. How do you delete these files permanently? By holding down Shift and delete. So yes. So I'll skip the stubborn ones. Perhaps I'm using them right now, but I will delete most of that. So these are just the stubborn ones, and I can do this again and again until we do it. We get rid of them. Let me just repeat this. Sometimes your computer is slow because there are many temporary files. How do you remove temporary files? By holding down the Windows button, the Windows key on your keyboard, plus R, the letter R. Then in the run dialog box, you type %temp%K. This will show you the temporary files that are on your computer. So these ones, some of them will not be deleted because perhaps there is a program that is using them right now. So that is about the temporary files. Another way to maintain your computer, by the way, is having an antivirus installed on your computer. Personally, I have Kaspersky installed here, but let me show you just another small utility, a small utility that is really helpful, especially with the viruses that come through the USB ports. Let me go back to my folder. So under antivirus, I have SmartDAV and Shield antivirus. I'm going to extract SmartDAV on the desktop. I hope we are comfortable with that, the extraction bit. And then here I have my antivirus. It is important for you to have an antivirus on your computer. So I'm installing SmartDAV on my computer to just to boost my protection. Then I'll click OK, I'll click next, I'll accept, click next, and then next, and then install. And there we are. SmartDAV is installed on my computer. So I'm generally safe with my software when I have Kaspersky, the main antivirus, and then SmartDAV. SmartDAV helps me do some deal with the viruses on the flash disk. Then I also wanted to share about a software called CCleaner. CCleaner, let me see whether I have CCleaner installed. Oh yeah, I do. CCleaner is another good utility when your computer is slow. Let me double click CCleaner and see how it works. So with CCleaner, yes, you're not so technical to know where all the bad files are. So you can tell CCleaner that please scan this PC for me. So I'll click on scan, and then it will ask me to close these programs, which I don't want to close them. Then I'll click close, analyze. So it is scanning to find any errors on our PC. Now let's give it just a few minutes. And there it is. It tells me privacy in my browsers. I have there 188 trackers to remove. There is 1.3 GB of junk files and that. So you can even see the face. It's showing there are problems with your computer. So I'll take it. No, CCleaner, please make it better. So it will make the work easier for me. And now here it's saying your PC is feeling good now. Oh, maybe. You get it, you get that. Eh? Now, the registry sometimes is also a problem, the Windows registry. So you can go to registry here on the right, on the left-hand side, go to the registry and scan for issues. So which issues do we have in our Windows registry? CCleaner will help you look for these issues. And there it tells you, yeah, so it found 12 issues. I want to tell you, if you tried this on your laptop now, you will not find only 12. This is because for me, I usually do this, and my computer is always in tip-top form, always. It is as fresh as if I've just installed a new operating system, always. So for your case, you might find 1,000 issues here, maybe 50, maybe 100. So I've scanned for the issues, and then I'll go to review the section. It will ask me, do you want to back up the registry? For my case, I don't want, but for you, you could. Then I click fix all selected issues, and then the issues were fixed and close. Then sometimes you also don't have space on your computer. you're struggling, you've deleted temporary files, you've done CCleaner, but sometimes there's just, you have a lot of software installed on your system and you don't really need. So we are going to do what we call uninstalling. So let us go to my computer. Let's go to settings, then go to apps. This is Windows 11. So under apps and features, we want to uninstall all the software we don't need. So I look through the list of software installed on my computer. So do I need uTorrent? Yeah, I do. Do I need, now you see I have Adobe Photoshop here 2020, and it is taking 2.3 GB of my space. I am not a Photoshopper. I don't do Photoshop. I have boys who do this work for me. So it means that even if I don't have Adobe Photoshop on my laptop, I don't miss anything. So I'll click on this software. I'll click here and choose uninstall. This app and its related info will be uninstalled, and then I'll accept yes. Please uninstall. You really want to allow this? Yes. And so I'm going to have an extra 2 GB of space on my computer because I have removed a software that I don't need. So uninstalling 94%. Like I said, the speed of your laptop determines how fast you'll do this. So Photoshop has been successfully uninstalled and close. Sometimes students use this laptop of mine. So sometimes they install software that maybe I don't need, or sometimes during lessons we install software and I don't need that software anymore after the lesson. Let us do this again. I'll go to settings, under apps, then apps and features. I want to look for some other software to uninstall. I use Illustrator, so I will not uninstall that. So let me scroll down. What other software don't I need? I really don't need Opera. I don't need Opera, so I'll click and then choose uninstall, and then again uninstall. Yeah, yes, uninstall, and yes, I don't need the software. And done. Opera has been uninstalled. I've talked a lot. I've talked really a lot. I need some questions or some feedback from you people. Any questions so far? Mr. Ogisha, is everything moving on smoothly?
Absolutely, moving on safely. I had just a comment coming in from Serada. He said, in case you install more than one antivirus on that PC, they conflict. While you are explaining about the antivirus, Mr. Serada typed that question through the chat. Yeah, actually, it is not good to have more than one antivirus on your computer. They will many times conflict. They will many times conflict. But there are some just additional layers of security like Rufus. Rufus will work with any other antivirus. So Nora also has a hand. Yes, Nora. Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So my Microsoft Office, I installed it and it stopped working of recent. Do you have a product? Do you have a key for it?
Okay, well, the first thing to know is which version of Office are you talking about?
Office 2013.
Office 2013.
Yes.
Yeah, now, starting with Office 2013 onwards, this is off record and this is for educational purposes, please. We use cracks instead of keys. I'll show you this. Under factory, Master Flash, we have Microsoft Office. So we have Office 2013. I have one image here which has 13, 16, and 19. But I think let me take you to activators. There is this activator, Windows 8, 10, and Office 16 activators. These ones, let us extract. Let us extract this software. It's a crack that you use for only educational purposes, please. Let's get it to the desktop. I'll share this with you in the group. Where I don't see where it has gone. By the way, if you want to use that crack, the first thing you are supposed to do is to disable your antivirus. The antivirus will look at that crack as a virus. So here it is, Windows 10 and Office 2016. So you see our folder is empty. Why? Because the antivirus has deleted it. But I will send that crack activator to you, and when you right click and run it, it will help you. It will help you activate your Office software. I hope that will help.
Thanks so
Nora?
much.
Okay.
Yes, thanks.
So maybe this brings me to the thing. Okay, no. Let me not go off track. Then there is also sometimes, let me illustrate this. There is what we call defragmenting. What is defragmenting? Defragmenting, I'm going to open a Word file here. Now, if you had a sack of cereals, so we are going to insert, let us insert our cereals here. So we have a sack of cereals. We have soya, we have beans, and then we have what other cereal? Millets. We have another cereal like this. So let me, if you have all these together, let me mix them. Just a moment. I'm using a rudimentary way of explaining what defragmentation is. Let me remove these extra ones. Now, when you install programs on your computer, you will have maybe a file for Windows. Maybe when you create another, maybe a picture, you get another file for pictures and another file. So you have thousands of files on your computers. So when your computer is tracing for the pictures, for example, is tracing for this picture here, the red picture in the middle, it has to first come and remove these ones like this, then trace it and then display it for you here. Then you say, no, now I need a Soya file. Then it will come, because this one is on top of this, you have to first remove this one, then come and get this one and press it here. So these files here are disorganized so much. So what does defragmentation do? What defragmentation does, it puts all the similar files in one place. Just imagine you had a sack full of cereals. You have beans, you have soya in that sack, you have millet in that sack, and maybe you have maize in that sack. And then someone comes and asks you, I want a kilogram of beans. Picking these beans one by one until you make a kilo will take you a lot of time. So this is how your computer is suffering when it is trying to trace your files. So defragmenting is how you decide that, no, this sack is for beans, this sack is for maize, and this sack is for millet. Such that when a person comes and says, I want beans, you go straight to the sack where you have beans and then pick the beans, and in a few minutes they have their kilogram of beans. So this is what is happening with the thousands of files on your computer. To help this computer trace those files easily and therefore improve performance, you are going to right-click on your drive C and then go to Properties. Then under Properties, you will go to Tools. And then here you can check whether there is checking for errors on the drives, especially the hard disk drives. Fortunately, these days we have what we call SSDs. They are less prone to errors. So you have under here, optimize and defragment. You will click on optimize. So this Windows C, this Windows partition, you can even see I have a solid state drive. Solid state drives are faster. That's why my computer will switch on, off, and switch on in just seconds. If you don't have a solid state drive and have the normal drives, there is that process it takes during booting. So you click on your partition C and then click optimize. So it will do this. Like I told you, for me, I do this all the time. That's why my computers are relatively in good shape. So here you see the last time I did this was 5 days ago. When did you last optimize your drives? So I'll click on my drive D and then click optimize, and yeah, now it is saying 0 days. Then I'll have another partition. I'll click optimize, and then yeah, that's what we call defragmenting your hard drives. Now, this is the maintenance that where you're working with software or inside your computer. But sometimes you can do all this and things will fail. When things fail, for example, sometimes a client will come with a computer and tell me this software is refusing to load, and it will take you 6 hours trying to figure out how to make the software work. Sometimes it is easier for you to just install a fresh operating system. Within 1 hour, you have a new operating system, install softwares, and everything is working perfect. So a client will come and ask, what was the problem? The truth is, much as I'm a technician, sometimes I even don't know what went wrong. And I was more interested in solving the problem than knowing what caused it. Of course, you will do your research and know what caused the problem later. But in this world where you have maybe, like, you have a lot of work to do. I have a lesson here at 10. I have to attend the lesson at 8. I have to go to town. So instead of spending 6 hours trying to figure out where the problem is, the easiest way is to install a new operating system, and within 1 hour, you're done. But in maintaining computers, there are also the physical aspects. And this we know we're just going to revise. For example, blowing it regularly. That dust is a problem. Then making sure you don't have any moisture near your computers. Then even cleaning the computers is very important. Putting them away from direct heat. All these will help you maintain your computer and put them in better shape. Sometimes you hear fans running in your computer and making a lot of noise. It is because the fan is not efficient. And when the fan, and when it is not efficient, your computer is using more power than it would have used. It may not be direct, but of course, somehow in your pocket, because your computer is struggling to work, it is using a lot of power. So in your pocket, there will be an extra 2K or 5K for maybe a computer like mine, which runs from morning throughout the whole day. Imagine if the fan is not efficient. Imagine there is dust in this computer. I'll find that by the end of the month, I'm paying an extra 30K just because I've not blown the dust in this computer. Then we have things like foam cleaners to help you clean the keyboards and stuff like that. I don't know whether there's anything I'm leaving out. Yes, there is this part where they tell us to back up data on storage devices. Yes, backing up data. This also comes under that very module. I have this drive which has my software. By the way, with just this software, this folder here, I'll go to any part of the country and work on a computer lab, and with just this folder here. Let us see how big this folder is. This folder is around 45 GB. Just I need a 64 GB flash, and I'll just jump on a boda, jump on a taxi, and come to your computer lab and work on it with just this software. But now, the hard disk could fail, the laptop could be stolen, or anything. So what do you have to do? You have to really back up these files. I have an external hard disk. This is backed up. That is one. Some people back up their software on flash disks, but personally, I have issues working with flash disks. They get lost all the time. I don't know how I misplaced them, but backing on flash disks for me, I don't. I use flash disk as a transport medium. Then, if you have space, it is also good to back up your data on the drive, on Google Drive. The very important software that I can't do without, I'll put it on the drive. So that's how I back up. Then there are issues to do with facing faulty parts of the computer. These will be discussed in video that I promise that I'm going to make. We assemble, disassemble a computer system. Comrades, this is prepared for you. So I'll hand over to Mr. Ogisha and Mr. Mukarere, the coordinators of this program. And if there are any questions, please, I'm here to answer them.
All right.
Ogisha.
Thank you very much, Senior, for guiding us through that session. There's just let me begin with the chat room. Just some few comments. Have John Bosco says antivirus operating layers and have target scan kits. So if they are the same layer, both can't install automatically within Windows. I think you had made a comment about that. Thank you, Teacher Bosco. Then, of course, an appreciation coming from for the feedback to Mr. Duka for such a good presentation. Now, colleagues, we have a promise still, the video which is going to come through. He has pledged by the end of the day or the next day. So our task is going to just keep guiding. There are questions, put up your hand, or if there is a comment you want to make quickly about precisely, you can either type in the chat room or shoot up your hand. I want to give 2 minutes. If there is a person, it is currently 3 minutes after 11. So if there is a person in these 2 minutes who has a question or comment, they can put up the hand. Besides that, colleagues on call, Mr. Dumba, as the Itau Master Flash is the one managing the Itau Master Flash. Part of the application he has been guiding us through on this Flash. So if you need this Flash, maybe through the WhatsApp, you can directly reach to his inbox. He has had a facility, he has had a mechanism of delivering Flash direct to wherever you are. So I believe if you acquire it, it can help you during your time in class as you guide computer application users on performing installations. Since you have to be very practical during teaching and learning. So if you can download the software, well and good. But looking at the storage capacities of these softwares, it is easier just getting a copy. Teacher Bosco, your hand is up. Kindly unmute and make a comment or ask the question, sir.
Thank you so much. I don't know whether I can be heard.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Crystal
you're clear.
clear.
Perfect. Thank you, Teacher Dumba, for the session. I would love to react to, there was a colleague that was, I think, Mr. Sranja, who was asking about a conflict in antiviruses within one PC. So my comment came in response towards his submission there, that antiviruses operate in layers. Maybe I beg to be, in the fraternity of experience, these are scanners which keep on evolving, and when you get to one that is more advanced to the other, they actually tend not to accept to work together. That's how I know it. Then I wanted Mr. Dumba to clarify something. SSD is a new technology, and I've realized, personally, I'm using Asus i3 of 10th generation. It's just a new machine. But when I was trying to locate it is SSD, they're telling me it's a bit unique one. So I don't know. I wanted to get more information about it, that which kind of the categories of SSDs that are on market or maybe in place, because that's what we are facing. Apparently, we are moving towards different dimensions of this innovation. So if you have any clue about it based on your expertise, and I don't know. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Wagisha?
Yes,
I was
yes.
not hearing. I didn't hear Bosco's last part of the question.
The last question was about the SSD. He has a 10th generation machine, and wanted to get a comment about the SSD drives. I think Comrade Bosco, if I can give you a chance again to paraphrase the question, just to make it understandable to the facilitator.
Oh, yes. Thank you once again. I was submitting that are there types of SSDs in place, or it is just a universal SSD? Because I was trying to check out on market, and apparently as if it's not a universal thing. So I don't know. I beg to be educated about it. Thank you.
Okay, a quick one. Previously, the first SSDs looked like this. I don't know whether you can. I don't know whether it's clear enough.
Yes, I can see it.
So now this SSD was just like your normal, the normal hard disk drive. You remember the laptop hard drives? You know how they look like. Mr. Chepa?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so it is just like a laptop hard drive. I don't know, can Mr. Wagisha please show this camera clearly?
Yes, I've done that.
So this is the first SSDs. They look just like any other hard drive, only that they did not have any spinning parts.
Yes.
That is one. Now, right now, the SSD that could be in your computer, I'm going to share my screen. So Mr. Wagisha, you could remove Now the SSDs in our computers are like, do you see this one on the right?
Yes.
NVMe M.2.
Yes,
So you have
please.
something that looks like that in your laptop. And that's what I also have.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a RAM chip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the SSD on your computer.
Thank you for the info.
Yeah. And truth be told, they perform far faster than these other drives. Even when you're copying files, like for me, I am a movie collector. If I could just show you, just slightly. I collect movies. I download movies for kids and family. Now, here, I have this home under movies. So you see, all these are movies. If I'm to copy these movies from if I'm to copy these movies from this SSD to a flash disk, it will copy so fast within a few seconds. I have my files on the flash disk, but also it depends on if the flash disk is good. If it is not good, it will still struggle to copy versus the person who is using the normal hard disk. And please note that SSDs are more expensive. A 1 terabyte SSD is around 350,000. A 1 terabyte SSD, around that. Anything else? Any other question? We are way out of time.
Yeah, we are really out of time. Mr. Mukalede,
Rogers.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Dumba and members for the session there. I just wanted to say something small here. One, by the way, that thing of SSD also, Mr. Dumba advised my computer was long. It takes longer to start, but when I got SSD, I switch on within a minute when it is okay. But members, I got a challenge yesterday. Natuze laptop okutuga, that means I switched off very fast. I didn't press once. I pressed and had switch off. And when I did that, that SSD was not booting. I think it's also a bit delicate. So I had another SSD which I have put in, but let me pray it has not got spoiled. Yeah, so that is one thing. Then the other thing I wanted to just talk about is the issue of there is some message which I saw yesterday in the platform. I saw a message yesterday in the platform for master trainers. There is someone who just posted a message that he has seen at the ministry. They are saying that DIT, they are going to postpone it because they are saying that many teachers have not had the privilege to have the trainings like what we are having. And others don't have even the books, even the ATPs, others have not got, they don't know what. So DIT has only done training with only head teachers. So that is what he posted. Then I saw the discussion, and even I called Mr. Dumba, I talked to him. I told him so what people were discussing. Then another one went ahead and did the investigation, and with DIT, and the people of DIT, they dismissed the rumor. Yeah, but I believe I appreciate some master trainers and even other teachers have really been seeing that. Okay, the readiness. These learners would be somehow half-baked if they are, unless there's a clear strategy and the teacher, the resources are there. Yeah, they can really, some will be able to get. Now, one thing I want to tell members is that the DIT, the letter, let us wait for a letter officially. And even if it is postponed maybe to next year, maybe end of first term, it is still for us, we shall be in position. This thing is already in the curriculum framework. So they can only postpone, but they cannot cancel it or anything, because even at A level, it has been put there. So members should not be worried or anything. Just wait for, if there is a postponement from November, maybe giving schools time, maybe candidates to do at the end of first term, senior 4, it's still okay. They do good actually. They would have given schools more time to prepare learners. That is one. Then the other thing is, like members, I told you, we want to register you on the DIT online registration platform. And members who have committed, who have paid something, we are going to share a Google form for you to share with us some information. So these details are needed. We need a passport photo. So make sure you take a photo that you can, that we shall be able to upload a passport photo showing your face. Then we shall need your last name, the way you want it on the DIT certificate, your first name, your other name, your date of birth, your NINI number, your gender, your telephone and email, nationality, district of birth, home address, sub-county, village, if you have any form of disability. Then you will give us your record of highest qualification. But for now, I just want to limit it to either senior 6, senior 4, or P7. So you can give us your P7, your senior 6 pass slip. You don't have to give us the university transcripts and all that. Yeah, so if you have one of senior 6, you can give us that. Here they just want the highest qualification, full stop. But for now, let us just put in, because for level 1, if someone even has P7, he can actually do. So you can give us senior 6, because here they just want one. We are not going to put all your documents on DIT, just only one of the documents. So please prepare these early. We want to have the numbers according to the guidelines. They will only send us an assessor if they see at least 6 members in an occupation. So I want to know which members are going to register for web developer, how many are going to register for only application. If I see web developer, we are only 4, then we cancel it and we focus on application user alone. But I believe we can have at least 6 members so that we register. We want this opportunity so that we have this vocational qualification. It will position us for any opportunities which are coming up in this line. So I don't know if there's any comment there. So members, prepare these things so that you can be able to submit them to us. Then the other thing, if you are not in the Google Classrooms, we are going to support you through the WhatsApp group. We have a class code and a link so that people can join in. Then we are going to share even the notes from yesterday's sessions and other, and even we are going to put there some exercise, some quiz. We don't want you to just be here. You just come on the Zoom and that's all. We are going to give you a quiz on each of these modules. It is going to be objective format. It will be simple. It will be on the Google Classroom. You're going to fill in the theory quiz. It just will be objective format. And also the other ones, which yesterday we told members to make the website proposal, those who are doing website developer and data collection form. Those assignments also, they will be there on Google Classroom. So we want you to join so that you get all the materials. That's what I wanted to say on my end, unless if there's any comment. Thank you very much. Mr. Ogisha, over to you.
Well, conclusively in regard to the feedback you've provided, if there is a colleague who has a question, please want to give you room. All right. Silence just shows we have received the communications accordingly. Now, colleagues, we're going to end here for this morning session. Just coming up later on in the day will be the web developer module. That is at 8 p.m. I want to encourage us to continue attending, but also, like he has guided, there are several requests I've had of members who are not yet in the classroom. The challenge has been in the application, you people indicated only one module, and now you have attended all. So we need now to get some clarification on which of the occupation we are going to provide for registration, since we'll have a financial constraint that you people will have to meet. And these 2 lessons I've admitted at least every other person who has been coming on call, and with effect from tomorrow, when clearing the classroom, we are going to only allow in class only those people who have subscribed for that class accordingly. So colleagues, I think the 2 days have been very good for us to test in them. I would appeal to us to enroll for all and continue for all. In any case, if you want to continue with the computer application user, you set and write assignments. Otherwise, thank you, Teacher Dumba, for the insightful guidance about this module 2, maintain a computer. Thank you, Mr. Mukalela, and all other colleagues who have shared experience. I want to wish you a very good day. Coming up later, I will be video shared through the classroom and pasted in the WhatsApp. Otherwise, to me and my team, I wish you a good day. Thank you for attending.